Okay.
All right, everybody, welcome to our meeting. We do have several guests that have been introduced. Let's really quick, our guest, John from Malaysia. You want to say in 20 seconds, what club are you from, or are you a Toastmaster, and what brought you here?
Yeah, 20 seconds. I come from Kuala Lumpur. The chance upon your member, Natalie, when I was at another club, and she said there's a meeting today, so I'm here. Thank you.
Excellent. Very well. All right. And another guest we have, let's go to get out of speaker view. Jonas, 20 seconds. Where are you from? What brought you here?
Okay, hello. My name is Jonas Fernando. You can call me Jonas. I'm from Indonesia, especially at Palu Central Celebes. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Thanks for coming. And it looks like we have another guest as I kind of go in.
Megan.
Megan, are you here? We're still connecting, probably. Oh, wait. Let's see. Hello, Megan. Do you want to share where you're from and what brought you here today?
I'm Megan and I'm from Mount Toastmasters Club and I saw it in the group chat, so I joined.
Perfect. The group chat works. Communication, fantastic. All right, so our theme is DNA. Not really sure what that is, so maybe Pipit could explain that later. I know what DNA is, but why the theme? Who knows? But it's going to be a good time. Or Tom can explain it. Robin, possibly. So let me give our meeting to our Tom for the day, Robin Chan.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ben. Hi, everyone. My name is Robin. I'm from Mauritius, and I am the VPPR of Bhinneka Online Toastmasters. And today I will be the Toastmaster of a meeting, also known as the Tom. So if you every time you hear back to Tom, yeah, that's me. My name is not Tom. My name is Robin. But just in case, like back to Tom, go back to Tom. Yeah, that's me. All right, Toastmaster of the meeting. That's what Tom is about for short form. Okay, so my role here is to animate the session today. And today we have a lot of things prepared for us. Like we have lineup with 3 speakers, we have evaluators, and we also have table topics. So now I will introduce to you, before I introduce you the evaluation team, but let me introduce to you the theme. The theme of today is DNA Day. DNA Day. What is DNA Day all about? Well, it all started in the US to commemorate the day when James Watson, Francis Crick, Maurice Wilkins, Rosalind Franklin, and their colleagues published papers on the structure of the DNA. So this day celebrates the discovery and understanding of DNA and the scientific advances that understanding has made possible today. What is DNA? So the scientific term for it is deoxyribonucleic acid. You see, you can't pronounce it well, right? Even for me, I can't pronounce it well. That's why we call it DNA for short. So each and every one of us has a unique DNA. Even identical twins. You look at me and Ping, we are identical twins, but actually we're not really alike in some ways because we have different kinds of DNA. So guys, each one of us are unique, and that's why our word of the day is identity. So who are we as a person? Well, I'll give that to our grammarian to explain this to you in a moment. But before that, I'm the Tom, and where there is Tom, there's Jerry. But in Toastmasters, when there is Tom, there's a GE. So let's welcome our GE, Toastmaster Ben, to introduce the evaluation team. Over to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Tom. I'm back. So as a GE, a general evaluator, my job is to observe and understand and take notes throughout the whole entire meeting, from the very first moment when we start putting the team together all the way to the end of the presentation. But to do that, I have a great team that I've assembled throughout the week. So let's go ahead and introduce them to explain their roles. Our first role taker is our counter. So let's welcome Marendra Dika.
Okay, everyone. I would like to introduce myself as a counter. As usual, a counter will be counting your unnecessary words. I will be sharing now to you. This is the slides I will be using to evaluate you, every speaker which has a chance to speak in this meeting. For example, I will be presenting the hands Toastmaster days ago. This is going to be looks like the reports I will be presenting by the end of this meetings. So you better taking care of your speech. Use very important words in your sentence. Avoid unnecessary, since basically there will be lexical and non-lexicals as you see in a description above. So yeah, what, now, but, and then, because, okay, well, at, like, right. I mean, basically, all right. What is it? You know, this is a lexical. And then the non-lexical one will be the repeated word, elongated word, tongue clicks. Okay, please be aware and not to use this. I'll give the call back to GE. GE, it is yours.
Thank you very much, Marendra Dika. Looking forward to your thorough evaluation at the end of the meeting. All right. So one thing about Toastmasters is no matter what club we come from, we're a big, giant team. And last minute replacement would be our grammarian. So let's welcome Fajar. Please explain your role today.
Okay, thank you very much, GE. So, fellow Toastmasters, I am Fajar from Maranatha Toastmasters Club. So today I will help as grammarian. Grammarian is basically someone who notice some grammar mistake that we make when we are speaking, especially for Indonesian who mostly don't have grammar, like English. Sometimes we forget like the past tense, the future tense. Sometimes we forget about that. And we need practice to avoid those. And for today, the word of the day is identity. Let me explain the definition. Identity means who a person is, the qualities of a group that makes them different from others. For example, people often think that I am from Sumatra, Bali, India, or Papua, but actually my identity is Sundanese from West Java. Okay, so that is the example of the usage of identity. That's all, and back to you, GE.
All right, thank you, Fajar. And I identify as a human. All right, so now our next role taker is our most talented and lovely Dion Marivianti.
Okay, thank you. Greeting, Mr. and Madam, fellow Toastmaster and guests. As a timer, I will time the table topic speaker, prepare speech, and the individual evaluations. I will also inform the time they have left by using green card, yellow card, and red card. For the table topic speaker, at 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At the 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. And for the prepare speech, the time should be 5 until 7 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. And for the individual evaluations, the time should be 2 until 3 minutes. Yeah, okay. And at the 2 minute, I will raise the green card. 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Back to the GE. Thank you.
Sorry,
All right.
Dian, my time is 4 to 6 minutes. Just a reminder. My speech.
Okay, yeah. Okay, because the speech, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
5 until 7 minutes. And 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. 5 minutes, yellow card. And 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. Back to the GE.
Awesome. Thank you, Dion. All right. And our ballot counter / Zoom host and just all around person that does everything would be Toastmaster Pippin.
Thank you. I'm an all-around person, just like my face is kind of round. Okay, so in Toastmasters, we have a competition, but this competition is in a good spirit, just want to know our progress in every meeting. So by the end of this meeting, we will get an opportunity to choose who is our most favorite speaker, prepared speaker, who is our most favorite evaluator, and who's our most favorite table topic speaker. So you will see it on your screen later, and you just need to click which one is your favorite. Then I will announce it by the end of the meeting. Back to G.
All right. Awesome. You guys will all of you will hear from my team and myself at the end of our meeting, where we'll identify as our role takers titles and let you guys know how we all did. But for now, let me give it back to our Tom, Toastmaster Robin Chen.
All right, thank you very much. You forgot to mention about the evaluators and our table topic master, who is none other than Brenda. Okay, so before we move on to our next segment, today we are doing something different. Usually we have the speakers, the prepared speech, table topics, and then after that we go to evaluation. But today we had a special request to just start the table topic first. So we start with some fun, right? I just woke up a few minutes ago because it's still morning here, and it's going to be fun today, all right? But before we move to the fun part, let's have some funny pictures now. So please turn on your video right now so that we can take a group picture, and then we're going to start our fun session.
Jesse, are you there, or we can edit you in? The reason is because Miranda will need to go after this. That's why. Good luck to her. She will present a session at Riau and Chennai Toastmaster.
Where's your pipit video at?
Yeah, now
Yeah.
I can see you.
It's usually my Wi-Fi.
Where's
Yeah.
Love?
Yeah,
Okay.
Lofty is
Ping.
here. Okay. Ping is here and Desi is here. Okay, great. Smile, everyone. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now let's do a crazy pose, a freestyle. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, awesome. Thank you very
Robin,
much.
I'll send
Yes.
you the photos because in my screenshot, I have me.
I have you too on my screenshot. Okay, thank you very much. All right, so now we are going to have, like I said, it's going to be a fun session right now. And this segment is going to be led by none other than our Division G Director, Miranda from MBTC. Over to you.
Afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. I think almost everybody are Toastmasters, but if there are guests, welcome to Table Topics session. And this session is intended to help you practice your quick thinking skill or thinking on your feet, impromptu, and also to get to speak to the point quicker, because we only have 2 minutes for each topic, and so it will make you think, try to get to the point quicker. I'm not showing a very good example of that. So I will start. The topics today is, I thought it was pet day because that's what I got in the agenda, but I got the identity part. So we're going to have a fun day with pets. Do I ask people to volunteer themselves or I volunteer them?
Let's start with guests, those who don't have role yet.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Our 4 guests are the only ones without role takers or speaking roles.
All right. So let me start with Megan, with Lita, right?
Yes.
Lita.
Mhm.
So Lita, we're gonna do animals today, pets. Which one would you like to choose?
Why there is no capybara, I think I would like to choose is it duck? Is it duck?
Birds?
Is
Birds.
it birds?
Yes.
Yeah, birds. Okay, I
forgot
choose
about that.
birds.
All right. Okay. So you choose birds. What do you love about birds? Any
Thank you.
characteristics, any identity? Yes, please take
All right.
over. Lita, birds.
Okay. What I like about birds is, of course, they can fly, but also they cannot fly for some other like ostrich or kiwi. And also, the identity of birds is mesmerizing. I think a bird is not just an animal that show that they can fly, show freedom. It's not just like that. It's more than that. It shows the evolution. They come from all the way from Jurassic era to now. They were once dinosaurs. So that is why I really love birds, because they are the proof of how very majestic ways of the nature to change the mighty T-Rex to be a very small bird, just like the shrike. And the shrike is the birds that eats other animals, such as rats or any small animals, and they just put it on the thorn of the trees. They're really small, but a bit vicious. So be careful of birds, because they were the mighty T-Rex once in a day before. Thank you.
Thank you, Lita. Wow, that was fascinating. Did anybody know that birds evolved from dinosaur, or whatever you call that, a T-Rex era? Oops, sorry, my video is not on. All right, yes. So thank you about that. And one more thing about bird is that birds can fly a long, 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 long way for many, many hours. So thank you. Next, I would like to call Awesome Amelia Fabriani. Do you have a role? You don't have a role, right?
Observer.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe making a report. No, okay, observer. So choose your pet. Your animal, sorry, your animals. Which animals calls to you?
Rabbit.
Rabbit. Okay. All right. So the question is, does anybody remind you of a rabbit? Somebody that you know remind you with having the characteristics of a rabbit?
Okay.
First, you probably have to think about rabbit's characteristics.
Why my name changed into awesome?
Oh, what happened?
No, it's okay.
Yeah. So rabbits. Who reminds you of rabbit?
Okay. I used to have rabbits like when I was in the elementary. If you know, I live in Surabaya. It's quite warm here. And near to Surabaya, we have Malang and Batu. So when you go to Malang and Batu, you will find a lot of people selling rabbits, right, Lita? And it was so nice to see them. It's so fluffy, so cute. And then as a kid, you want to buy and bring them home. But once they arrive in Surabaya, just take a few days, they will feel warm, and then the animal will drink a lot of waters, and finally will die a couple of days after that. But we keep repeating those things. We keep buy and then bring them home. Going back to the questions of Miranda, what do you think, or who does? Is there anyone that remind you about rabbit? I don't have someone in mind, but I see that as someone that who really needs someone who take care of it. If I saw animals, I saw that it needs our love and our passions. But somehow love, it's not enough. You need to also prepare them with a right environment. And the way we love, it's probably different with the way that people or that animal gets our love, right? So when we move the stray bit to Surabaya, we prepare the place, we give them food. We think it shows our love, but actually that's not how to love the rabbit is. So it reminds me to everyone here that we probably want to have love. We also share love, but we are feeling love in a different way. We interpret love and perceive love in a different way. So if you want to love someone, you have to know how you can make sure they feel love in their way, not in your way. Back to you.
You are muted, Miranda.
Yeah, thank you. I don't know what happened. It just moved. Thank you, Amelia. It's a beautiful answer. I think, you know, we often forget that people want to be loved how they want to be loved, and not necessarily how we want to love them. Yes, very good metaphor. Next, I would like to call upon Jonas Hernando. Jonas, are you still there? Jonas. Hi, Jonas. Good to see you. Okay, so tell me the animals that you would like to talk about.
I think dogs.
Dogs? Dogs.
Yes.
Okay. Dogs. All right. All right. The question is, what are dogs' characteristics that you identify strongly with?
Okay, but the dog, I think I love husky dog. Husky dog. Yes, because he or they can grow good and get bigger than other dog. I never have dog before, but my neighbor have a lot of dog, for especially husky, and I'll always bring my neighbor's dog for walk around every day, every morning. I call my neighbor, excuse me, can I get your dog for walk around? But it's not mine. It's not mine. And it's go for a year, and then my neighbor go to Malaysia. They have to work there, so I have no dog for walk around. But I always love dog, and sometimes I think, what if I go to K9 for the member of K9, so I can love dog more. There's herder, golden, especially in custom skinman. They have good uh, good dog, especially at Labrador and Golden for search the narcotics or drugs. That's good for help this country, I mean Indonesia, for protect community from drugs. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonas. I could feel your love for dogs, and I think you have a great idea to just go see K9, be K9, and then you get access to so many dogs. Yes, I hope you have your own dog one day. Next, I would like to call John Tan from Malaysia.
Hi.
Yep, where are you? Okay, there you are. So we have a few left, the horses, the birds, and cats. Oh, it's horses, birds, and chicken.
Horses, birds, and chicken. Huh?
Yeah.
Horses, birds, and chicken. I would pick bird.
Oh, bird. Oh, well, it's already picked, but I guess you can pick again. So you called to talk about bird, yeah? Okay, we'll go for bird again. Okay, I'm going to ask the question slightly differently. What about birds that that make you choose that question? Choose the animal.
And when I was a little boy, I was very amazed by birds. Why? Because they have wings and they could fly. What I most like about the animal kingdom is the eagle. He's known as the king of the sky. Well, they can't be domesticated unless we are crazy enough. So along the way, I thought once I start to work, get some money, I would have a big garden. And I did. But as I grew up, I realized, and apologize to all those who love pets. I realized that no matter how big the cage is, and I thought to put net, no matter how big it is, it restricts the freedom of the birds. And we're not talking about flight per se, you know. How would you as human like it when you're caged up? And I made the very painful decision. I would give up that plan. But then again, I made a mistake, in which I stopped it for good. If I can't keep the bird, affects its freedom, why don't I keep fish, koi fish, you know, the beautiful Japanese engineered koi fish, lots of pattern, and I built a pond in my garden. Finally, I came to realization, whether it's birds or fish or whatever animals, they deserve their freedom. And how big the koi's grow if they were allowed to be in rivers and sea, right? So the greatest realization in my life is I appreciate people who would give time to rearing their pets and giving love and vice versa. But I believe animals should be free. Over to you.
Thank you, John. I really appreciate that speech. I feel it very touching, and that.
You're muted, Miranda.
Miranda, you're muted.
Keeps on and off. I didn't do anything. Okay, thank you, John, for that moving speech. And I feel the same way. Also, I give up going to zoos because I also feel it's just not the right thing. Yeah, I still have dogs though. I mean, they have a big garden. So thank you. Is there anyone else we can call, or is our time up?
We have
how many more do we have?
One
more person? Yes. Okay, in that case, anybody you can call me. Okay, who is that?
Maybe ask Fajar since
Oh,
he's a guest.
Fajar. Yes, yes,
Okay.
Fajar. Fajar. All right, Fajar. Which one?
I pick cat.
Cats. Yeah, nobody has talked about cats yet. All right, cats. Cats. Where's my cats? Here. Yeah, what do you love about cats? Oh, okay. I'm gonna ask that because a different, very many word about love. What characteristic of cat that stands out for you that you admire or appreciate?
Okay, so do you know the reason why so many people love cats? It is because they are cute, they are beautiful, and they are somehow can make us give foods very easily. On the other hand, they are actually not very useful, to be honest. What they do are just sleeping, begging for food, and at least the cat that I often give food keep getting pregnant for whatever reason. So to be honest, at least one lesson that I get from cat is that having good looking have its own merit. If you imagine, if the cat is not as beautiful as we have currently, it will not be treated well, right? Like, for example, like frog or what is that? The cacing in Indonesia. They are actually very useful for the environment, but they are ugly, so we treat them lowly. But on the other hand, cat is not very useful for human. They only make for food for us, but they are cute and they become the source of entertainment for us, at least. So fellow Toastmasters, I know that cat is not very useful, practically, unlike dogs, but at least it can help us to alleviate our stress after work. Thank you very much. Go frog, go frog.
Thank you, Fajar. That was a very interesting take on cats, that they're not useful. I would say they're useful because they amuse you, right? You said they alleviate your stress, so they're useful in that way.
Yes.
All right. I think that's wrap it up. We have 6 speakers. Is that 6 or 5? Yeah. And so we had very interesting questions from the speakers. And sometimes the question, the answer is slightly deviate from the question, but it makes it very interesting. So I really enjoyed everybody's speeches. And with that, I would just like to check with the timer how everybody went.
Okay, for the table topic, speaker Lita Megan Isoya, 1 minute 29 seconds. Amelia Febriani, 1 minute 58 seconds. Jonas Emando, 2 minute 23 seconds. John Tan, 2 minute 3 seconds. Fajar, 1 minute 57 seconds.
All right, so everybody is eligible to be voted on. And just to remember, later, if you want to vote, Lita talks about birds, Amelia talks about the rabbits and humans, Jonas talks about dogs and canine, John about birds and fish and setting them free, and Fajar about cat not being useful, but they still amuse him. All right, with that, thank you again for taking the challenge to speak. And now I would like to return control to the Toastmaster of the meeting, Robin. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Miranda. Let's give her a big hand for this round of table topics. Thank you very much for your
Thank you,
presence.
Miranda. Good luck for your presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah, good luck for your
Bye, everyone.
presentation. Bye.
Have a great
All right.
day.
Good luck,
Bye.
Miranda.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I bid my goodbye now. Bye. Have a
Thank you very much. Okay, guys, that was Distinguished Toastmaster Miranda, our Division G Director. All right, so now we'll move on to our prepared speech. So prepared speech, we have, like I said earlier, we have three speakers, three amazing speakers who will speak to us on their journey of life, journey as a Toastmaster, and everything that they think that they want to improve in their life. So today is, don't forget to use the word of the day, which is identity. And now I would like to introduce our first speaker of today. I wanted to say tonight, but it's not night. All right. Okay, so the first speaker is Pipit Andriani. She is delivering her speech from the path of presentation mastery. And the project is the Icebreaker speech, the first project on level 1. And the speech title is I'm Work in Progress. And the time is 4 to 6 minutes. She will be evaluated by Toastmaster Desi Eva. And the purpose of this project is to introduce herself to the club and learn the basic structure of a public speech. Let's welcome our first speaker of today, Pipit Andriani. I'm Work in Progress. I'm Work in Progress. Pipit Andriani, the floor is yours.
Thank you. I will spotlight myself first and then the timer. Since I'm also the... Okay. Guys, before I start, I want to say that my eyes are watering right now. It's not because I'm crying, but because my mascara is bad. Okay. Right. So let me start. Ping, ping. Hey, Mom, what's up? Pipit, you better finish your study or this will be your last day on earth. What? What happened, Mom? Your university sent me a letter, said that if you don't graduate soon, you will be kicked out of your university. No. Yes, actually you should be lucky because I'm hiding this letter from your dad, so you will not be dead, okay? Okay. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, probably you can conclude by now that it took me a long time to graduate from university. So most people will take maybe 4 years or 5 years to complete their bachelor's degree. For me, it took me almost 7 years. Yes, 7 years. Although granted, I took a double degree that time. So if I was late, it was almost forgivable, but still 7 years was a long time. All right. Then I couldn't figure out what made me so late that time. Even my lecturer said, Pipit, you actually increased our university GPA or our university accreditation score because of your debate career, winning here and there. But you also lower our university score because you did not graduate on time. So I felt jabbed because of that statement. But then I finished before the university kicked me out. Now, you might think that I had learned my lesson that time, but apparently I have not. Because a few years ago, when I tried to finish my master's degree, normally it took 2 years, right? I took international law, master's in international law. But it took me 4 years to finish my master's degree. And then I also couldn't figure out why it took me that long, same as the bachelor degree experience. And when I think about it, it was actually like this. For a bachelor degree, I finished all of the classes in 5 years, but it took me 1.5 years to write my thesis. Same thing as my master's degree. It took me 2 years to finish all of the classes, plus another 2 years to write my thesis. So obviously we can figure out the problem now. The problem is I'm terrified of writing. And I don't even know why. I'm so terrified of writing. Obviously, it's not because I don't have ideas. I actually don't find any difficulties in writing speeches, for example, or writing an argument for my debate tournament, something like that. But when it's written or it has to be published somewhere, I'm so terrified of writing. Even now, remembering it is terrifying already. But fortunately, I found the reason in 2019. In 2019, I visited London that time, and it was the 500th anniversary of Leonardo da Vinci. For some reasons, the government of UK thought that Leonardo da Vinci was a very important figure, so they celebrated his 500th anniversary the whole year, right? So they toured the journal of the sketches of Leonardo da Vinci from city to another, all throughout the year. So that time I came to one of the exhibitions of Leonardo da Vinci. It was at the Royal Library at the Buckingham Palace. What I found fascinating that time was that all of Leonardo da Vinci's work were work in progress. None of them were finished because he was never satisfied of his work. Even the Mona Lisa painting, the painting that he was famous for, or Madonna on the Rock, another painting he was famous for, they were actually not finished yet. The reason why he turned it in, that painting, to the King Louis of France and also to the Vatican that time, because they couldn't wait any longer. There was even a project that took him 10 years to finish, and it was still not, because he was not satisfied with the result. Always somebody else. If you realize the Mona Lisa painting, she did not even have eyebrows, because that time she hasn't mastered, or through his opinion, he doesn't know yet how to draw eyebrows. That's why it was not a work that was finished. So we would never know how it might have looked in real life. So it struck the right chord for me, because I feel the same way. It's not like I'm comparing myself to Leonardo da Vinci. That would be impossible. He's a mad genius, while me, I'm just mad. I'm not genius. But I feel the same way. The reason why I never turned in my thesis is because I was never satisfied with the results, especially for my writing. Because in my mind, it was permanent. It's something that I could not edit again. If I wanted to add something, if I wanted to replace something, oh, it could have been like this, it could have been like that. You know, I was never satisfied. Even when my lecturer in university told me, from my master's degree, told me, Pipit, this is the work of a PhD thesis, okay? Don't be afraid, just turn it in. You're almost 4 years now, it's almost time to graduate. But since that moment, I realized that I need to work these things out. Although I always feel like I'm a work in progress, but I need to realize that doing my best is just enough. So, thank you.
We need to wait her to next year's.
Yeah, you were frozen just now.
Am I frozen just now?
Yeah,
Oh no, how long was it?
your ending.
Years.
15 seconds.
15 seconds? So what was the last word you guys heard?
I think I'm someone who work in progress until that.
Okay, but doing my best now is just,
It's the
that's it. That was the ending. Thank you. Okay, so Laila, are you ready? Robin,
All right.
Laila?
Yes. It's my role as Tom to introduce her. All right. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pipit, to share with us your personal story. Let's give her a big hand. Yeah. So work in progress. We are all work in progress, and our identity is to be able to identify, to know what is our strength and why we do what we do and how we can improve on that so that we can live a better life. Okay, so next up we have our next speaker. Let me introduce to you the next speaker. Our second speaker for today is Laila Hassana. She will be delivering her speech from the Dynamic Leadership Path, and the project is Level 1 Project Free from Researching and Presenting. And the speech title is Body Language. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. She will be evaluated by Imelda. And the purpose of the speech, of this project, is to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. So let's welcome our second speaker of today, Laila Hassana. Body language, Laila Hassana. Over to you.
I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Kak Vivit. Mbak Desi. That's, I feel, even though this is the third or maybe the fourth presentation of mine, I feel like still so nervous to speak in front of you because all of you are amazing. Well, guys, today I will talk about body language. So, my question is: are we possible to speak without word? Anyone can answer? Are we possible? Oh yeah. Okay. Right. So, for your information, so this is fun fact that people engaged in conversation may exchange 200 words per minute, but more than half of their communication is non-verbal. We often use gesture, body language, and eye contact without thinking twice. Why? Yeah, because this behavior can communicate so much beyond the word that we use. And the way we treat other personal space and that of others can send message that is loud and clear, even we never speak word. For the example, like our body language that I have some before, like we give this. We don't need we don't need to say that, wow, you're great, you're good, something that is too long to explain, but sometimes people just show it or like this. It already delivered the message to the receiver that they are amazing, they are so lovely, and they are so good, and so on. Yeah, we of course agree that communication is conveying of ideas, thought, feelings, and attitude, but verbal and non-verbally. There are two measures of communication, that is verbal, that we use word, and non-verbal, it means non-words, that we can use body movements, our facial expressions, and eye contacts. When we interact with someone, we are communicating with more than just words. Our body talks too. In fact, our body language, facial expression, and eye contact will say a lot more than words we speak. I remember that William Shakespeare said, I'm sorry, said, the eyes are the windows to your soul. Yeah, it means a lot. William Shakespeare realized that how important is our body language to our communications. So, do you know that the study of body language is called kinesis? Anyone of you have heard about kinesis? So I share a screen. So what is kinesis? So kinesis, according to Wikipedia, is the is the interpretations of body motions, communications such as facial expressions and gesture, nonverbal behavior related to movement of any part of the body or the body as a whole. Or the other name of kinesis is body language. Kinesis was the first used in 1952, found by an anthropologist named Bert Wissel, a grammarian. Please note this is right or wrong for the pronunciation. Bert Wissel or Whistle. Yeah, skip. Bert Wissel wished to study how communicate through posture, gesture, and stand and movement that he realized it's not the only word who can carry out the message, but also our body also can deliver message to other people. That is why uh, uh, Bert Wissel studied about the body language. So according to the PKS Vettel articles, the body language divided into some form, that is way of talking, and then posture, appearance, head movements, and then hand movements, eye movements, facial expression, body contact, closeness, and sound. But from this tense of forms, they are, some of them are grouped based on the functions. Okay, the first is eye contact. I think we all agree, right? In public, even though in the public speakings, the use of eye contact is really important. And the eyes movement is the key part of facial behavior because the eyes are invariably involved in facial display. The different forms are observed to be cross-cultural. Remember, body language or our body language is defined by the culture also. It might be the same body language or the same signal, but it will carry out the different meaning in other culture or other countries. Okay, remember. The frequency of eye contact may suggest either interest or boredom, or may even betray dishonesty. The direct stare of the speaker can show candor or openness. For the example is in America, people who talk, who have communication, who see eyes to eyes, it means it shows respectful. But in Indonesia, if we talk to the older, if we see the eyes, this is considered impolite. Yeah, impolite, because I ever got anger. I talk to my to my parent. This is my experience. I talk to my parent. I saw the eyes like this, and my mom said, "Why do you see my eyes?" She said that, and since that, I never see her eyes again. Okay, the next one, body gesture. So movement of hands and fingers enhance communications. But gesture are cultural specific. Again, this is cultural specific. A clenched fist may mean emphasis for an American, but disrespect for an Indian. So it's like this. I think most of countries believe that if we want to give support to other, we will sign like this. Yeah, yeah, spirit. Yeah. But if in India, if you saw this, it means you are disrespectful, yeah, or impolite. Okay. So we have to study about this if we want to travel somewhere. And for the example, also, if in if I think most of country will call it understand that this is designed to say okay, right? Okay, but in Japan, the symbol of money. Oh, money. Maybe because of this is like coin. But if Indonesia and some country we say money like this. Yeah. Okay. Certain gesture made unconsciously will reveal the mental state of the speaker, anger, fear, nervousness, and etc. And then are often revealed by fidgeting, shifting, or legs. And the next one is body posture. For body posture is the bearing of the position of the speaker's body. It is a more or less stable state and thus not to be confused with body gesture with our movement. Sometimes we can assume that people who are very tired or exhausted, they will put the body like this. Right, a bit like this. It is, even though they don't say that they are tired, we will know that, oh, she must be tired. Yeah. Okay, for the next is prosemics or prosemics or people, or this is space that we need. So every people need the personal space. The amount of distance we need and amount of space we perceive as belonging to us is influenced by a number of factors, like including social norms, and then situational factor, personality characteristic, and level of familiarity. And yeah, that's all. And the next one is haptics. Haptics is communicating is to touch, and this is actually to show that to communicate affections and familiarity. If you are adult, don't use the haptic anywhere, like you touch because you want to to stranger you want to touch. Please don't do that, or you will be arrested. Okay, don't do that. Okay, the last one is appearance. So our choice of color, clothing, hairstyle, and other factors affecting appearance are also considered means of nonverbal communications, like the choice of color. Black means power, sophisticated, or mystery, or that. Yellow, intellectual, friendliness, warm, caution, and exacta. But our bicycle girl said, if we are in good condition, we'll use a bright color. Yeah, that's all what I can learn today. So the body language is really important in our communication. So if we learn about body language, we will understand that people mean to us, and we will understand what we mean to others. Okay, that's all, and thank you very much.
Okay, wow. Thank you very much for sharing about body language in every aspects of body language. That was really insightful. Let's give her a big hand for that. And today she completes her level one on her path today. So good job on that. Awesome. Yeah, and that's all as speakers as today. So we can go home now. I'm kidding. We still have one more speaker. I like to just play around with him.
Should I mute him?
we haven't seen him for a long time. So today he's back in Bhinneka Online Toastmasters after taking, like, I don't know how long your break was, but thank you for coming back today. All right. So our third speaker and last speaker of today is Ping Hendra. He will be delivering his speech from Persuasive Influence Path. And the project is Level 2 Project 3, which is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. And the speech title is Back and Forth. The time is 5 to 7 minutes. He will be evaluated by Toastmaster Lufti. And the purpose of this project is to clearly define how Toastmasters envision mentoring. So put your hands together and let's welcome our third speaker, Ping Hendra. Back and forth. Back and forth. Ping Hendra, the floor is yours.
Find a mentor and you'll be successful. If you need to be great at anything that you do, find a mentor. A mentor will help you go from where you are to where you want to be. Those are some of the words that I learned, the words of wisdom that all the experts, all the most successful people in the world share. Get a mentor, find a mentor. So, as a young kid, just graduated from university, about to land my first job back when I was studying in Shanghai, I was finding mentors left, right, front, and center. For those people that I thought was a little bit more successful than I was, I start asking him for advice or her for advice. When I looked at someone that probably were pretty high up in the company, I started asking them, how do you get a job, especially for a foreigner that wants to get a job in Shanghai? It was a little bit tough. So I start to find person after person and finding mentors after mentors, or so I thought. Because I didn't know what mentor really is. What's the definition of mentor? If you ask people, what is a mentor? What can you consider someone who is a mentor? They cannot explain. It's kind of like it's a fit in a way. If you meet someone and this person gives you a lot of advice, and for some reason you just connect with this person, and this person is perhaps extremely successful and has been or has gone through what you are about to go through, then that person is considered a good mentor for you, because this person shared his or her knowledge and experience to you. However, I didn't know that. So I thought mentor is someone who's very successful and wants to share something. And I learned something from the Bible, not that Holy Bible, but the book that's called How to Win Friends and Influence People. That book, I consider a Bible for me because I'm an introvert. And that Bible told me that ask and you shall receive. Ask. If you have any question, just ask. If you have anything going on, just ask. So I ask and ask and ask, all the way until maybe some of them were like, oh, who is this kid keep asking a lot of questions. Have you read, how many of you are parents here? And how many of you were extremely annoyed when your son or your daughter keep asking questions after questions, like, questions that are so random that you're like, oh my goodness, stop asking me that kind of question. How many of you were like that? I raised my hand because that's me. Yeah, and Dian as well, and Desi as well. I was like that. So I thought, wow, maybe I was that annoying. I kept asking, questions after questions. Then when I joined Toastmasters about 9 months ago, that's when I truly understood, wow, so this is what mentor really is. What mentoring is, and mentoring is about relationships. It's not about, oh, this person is more skillful. Maybe my mentee is much more skillful than I am. However, because perhaps I know a little bit more experience, or perhaps I can see some blind spots that they could not otherwise see, I can guide them along the way. And mentorship is not about, this is how you do it, this. Rather, it's about asking, it's about discovering, it's about getting to know one another and making sure that, wow, actually, this person has a question and asking me for my opinion, and I share, or I say, okay, what do you want to improve on? Let's work on it together. If you want to improve, if you want to use Toastmasters as a platform for you to improve your career, let's go for that. If you want to use Toastmasters platform for you to grow your confidence in public speaking, let's go towards that. So mentoring is very multidimensional. That's what I love about Toastmasters, is that we have a pathway, and the name is pathway for a reason, because it's a path for you to go as you improve on whatever destinations you want to choose. This is the path. However, with the help of a mentor, the mentor actually shows you, guides you. I still remember when I was being mentored for the first time, I had the audacity to choose my mentor. When I joined Toastmasters, I didn't say, oh, who's my mentor? No, I said, I heard that Toastmasters given me the chance to be a mentor, right? To have a mentor as well, right? Yes. Okay. So in order for me to become a mentor, I have to be mentored by someone, correct? And the VPM said, yes, perfect. I want to be mentored by this person. I chose immediately. Without asking, without saying, is it okay? I just say, I want this person. Let me know if it's possible. If yes, I'll pay right away. That's what I did. As crazy as it sounds. And luckily, that person said yes. And we had amazing relationship since. And I still remember the very first meeting that I sat on. it was virtual because of the weird pandemic situation. And the first person that my mentor asked me is this. She asked, okay, what do you want to get out of being a Toastmasters? And I said, I want to be able to be more confident at my public speaking, because when I speak, there's a lot of And she said, perfect. That's going to be our focus for the first month. And once that's done, once you done with it, then we work on the next one. And I said, okay, what is the next one? And then she said this, and I still remember to this day. She said, don't worry about that. Let's focus on this one thing first. First step. Once you're done with the first step, then the next step will gradually open up, and then you will say, okay, this is something that I want to focus on, whether it will be hand gestures, whether it will be movements, whether it will be tone, pitch, tonality, whatever that may be. You will work on that as you go along. However, the first thing that you need to work on right now is your main weakness, which is, as you said already, you have discovered your weakness, which is and let's work on that. And then she gave me a little bit of suggestions on how to improve. And I use that tactic and suggestions that she has taught me to my mentees right now. And that is something that's so beautiful about Toastmasters mentoring. And for those of you that has not taken advantage of your mentors, I suggest you to start asking questions to your mentor. What do I need to improve on? Or how can I improve better? Because at the end of the day, a good mentor teaches you how to think, not what to think. And a good mentee is the one that asks the questions to the mentor. Thank you very much.
Wow. That's awesome. And he's back with strong energy, very good enthusiasm to just share about your journey as a mentor and as a mentee as well. Thank you very much. And I believe that that's how Toastmasters have defined your identity today, to become who you are today as a Toastmaster, not just as a Toastmaster, but as a speaker, as a leader, and as a father, so that you can talk to your son and answer questions like, why this, Dad? Why this? Why that? Why that? All right. Thank you very much for sharing your journey with us today. All right. So now I wanted to say table topics, but we already done table topics. Sorry, my bad. And it's time for the evaluation. And let's give it up to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Ben, to lead the evaluation team right now. Over to you.
Thank you, Tom. Toastmaster Robin. All right. Before we do that, can we get a timer's report on our 3 speeches?
Okay. For prepared speech, keep it 7 minutes, 9 seconds, but she freeze about 30 seconds. Should we calculate all?
You are the timer. You should. I would say no. If she freezes, you would.
Mine was 6 minutes or 9, not 7.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She's biased, so we'll give her 6 minutes and 29 seconds. So she's good.
Okay.
Because I have my timer also with me. When you speak.
Okay. For yeah. Okay. 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 For Laila, 9 seconds and 9 minutes 28 seconds, and also Ping 7 minutes 37 7 minutes 37 seconds. Thank you.
All right. So we have 2 people that are over then, correct?
Yes.
All right.
I'm
got it. Awesome. Thank you, Madam Timer. We don't need to vote on his best speaker unless you don't want to vote for Pippet. You don't have to. Let's not. She loses also. Anyways, just kidding. Anyways, right. So as I'm kind of stalling, allowing our evaluators to come up with their evaluations, because usually we have a little bit of time between. Now that's enough stalling. I want to welcome our evaluation session. This is what I think is the most important part of it. And it's just peer evaluation. One thing we have to remember about being evaluated is that it is one person's opinion, right? Hopefully over time, they have good insight and good perspective that allows us to see things in our speech that we typically maybe missed or something. But at the end of the day, as speakers, we get to choose to take their advice or not. But hopefully it is valuable, and I think so. So let's go ahead and welcome our first evaluator, Toastmaster Desi.
Thank you, GE Toastmaster Dan. It's hard being the first evaluator. I don't have extra time to write my evaluation. But since I'm evaluating the master of speaking, Toastmaster Pipit, so it's no hard work for me. Toastmaster Pipit, congratulations. I love your speech. You open with such a humorous. I think it's humorous, even though you're telling me about how your friend annoyed that you're not graduating soon. But your facial expression tells me that this is the speech from a very advanced speaker. You smile a lot. You smile and then you frown and then you worry. You look cheerful. Everything is terrific. Your facial expression, even though on the screen, I can feel it. I would like to suggest you to use a dramatic pauses so that I can feel that when your father annoyed and angry, that so I can feel how angry it is and how scared you are, and that you have the motivation to finish your thesis. And basically today your speech is really reflecting your identity as a work in progress. At the end, until at the end of the speech, you almost, when the red car is rise, I was waiting for the fantastic ending, actually. I'm waiting for a memorable conclusion, which is like, will be stating in the audience mind that, but understandable when she said that it was an impromptu speech, which is very excellent because it was a very, very well organized speech. You have a very great attention grabber and you have very great facial expression. And then also the way you tell the stories, that the progress when you do the things that you still on progress. I think everyone can relate to it. So my commendation for you is like, I like your animated facial expression. When you frown, when you look fearful, everything is appropriate, which is reinforce the purpose of your speech, the content of your speech. So the facial expression, the gesture also complete your speech. So thank you very much. Back to you, GE.
All right, thank you, Desi. Great evaluation. Way to start us off. And again, it is tough when you have a really experienced speaker and you want to find something, right? We always can learn from anything, guys. When we give evaluations, we want to find a little something of improvement. That's where we learn and get better. And all of our perspectives are useful. Let's welcome our second evaluator. Imelda, you are up.
Hello. Yeah, can you hear me clearly now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So I need to pin the timer. Okay, yeah. All right. Okay. Thank you, Laila, for sharing the information about kinesthetic body language. It is useful to know because consciously and unconsciously, we do that a lot in lives. Your speech reminds me that body language is different in countries, from one country to another country. So we need to be aware of that. The first thing about content, I like when you open your speech by giving the examples of body language. It engages the audience about what you're talking about in your speech. The second one, I really like you give explanations in your you give explanations and also with examples. For example, when you're talking about the eye contact, it is important, and then your experience talking with your mom, I like that. The things that you need to improve, I think, you have a lot of information, and I know that they are important, but it is better when you collect the information and choose the most important part and summarize them. So it will be more memorable for us, because I like your speech, but honestly, I do not remember most of it. I just remember the one that I already know. And then about your deliver, you use your gestures well, and I love that. You use your volume, and then most of the time you're not too fast, but there is a time when you read your informations, you are so fast. Yeah, so I think uh, I think that's the, so when you, okay, sorry. So your eye contact great, and then your volume is great, and then maybe the speed when you are read it, you can slow more. Yeah, and then the thing that you can improve, I think, about your slide, I expect that your slide will support what you're saying, but I can see that your slide just the things what you say. So maybe next time you can give like some examples of visual image to support what you're talking about. So Laila, well done. I really like your speech, but there are something that you need to improve by summarize your information, and also to make a slide that support what you're saying. Thank you.
All right, good job, Imelda. Solid feedback as well. Our last evaluator for the day is going to be Toastmaster Lufti.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, today I'm evaluating Toastmaster Ping Hendra. I would like to say, welcome back, Ping. Come on strong. And then the back and forth speech was about introduction to Toastmaster mentoring. What I love from your speech are three things. Number one is your enthusiasm. It is contagious. All eyes are on you when you speak. So that is a very good start. Number two, I love the engagement, your eye contact, and your body language, which supports your speech. And last but not least is the relatability of your story, your hands-on experience about mentoring at work and also on Toastmaster. Now, to elevate your speech into the next level, I would like to recommend three things. Number one, I would love to see more details about the story on your Toastmaster mentoring, how it changed your perspective, both as mentors and mentee. Now, there's one question that's really interesting, not only for me, but also maybe for the audience. Because when you describe about how mentoring program attracts you to join Toastmaster, and you choose one mentor to become your mentor, right? You did not reveal who is that person who makes you wants to join Toastmaster. I would say it will be a very good story to tell to us as a Toastmaster, both as mentor and mentee. So it encouraged us to become a better mentor. So I don't know. It would be great if you tell us who is that person that encouraged you to join Toastmaster. Number two, you give personal story, and why do we need mentoring? You could explain more about that. Why do we need mentoring? Because it is the purpose of your speech to clearly identify how Toastmaster and efficient mentor. Now, number 3, last but not least, is on time management. I would suggest that you make sure that the slot of 5 to 7 minutes is enough for your speech, so you won't have an overtime. Okay. So as a recap, I would say I love your speech because of, first, your enthusiasm, number 2, your engagement with the audience, and also you have a relatable story to share with us as a Toastmaster. And to enhance your speech to the next level, I would suggest that you give more detailed story on your mentoring program, and then why do we need mentoring, and also to take a look better on your time management. Like you said, it's not about how to think, not what you think. Okay, thank you. Ping, back to you.
Great job, Lufti. All right, 3 speeches, 3 great evaluations. And again, an evaluation is something that not just the speaker can learn from, but all of us, right? It's something, as speakers, we all have different personalities. We all identify as something different. And like myself, again, I identify as a little angel, right? Here's my little halo, right? Yay. So, that helps. Have fun, learn from others. Don't mess up your camera while you're trying to mess around with the lights. And let's hear our timers reports from our wonderful timer.
Muted. Fifi.
And you're muted.
Yeah, unmuted. I think she put it in the chat box.
Okay, so I don't see it in the chat box.
Fifi, you were muted just now. Can you please put it in the chat box?
I only see Desi's time in there.
Okay, sorry, I muted. For individual evaluation, Desi 2 minutes 29 seconds, Imelda 3 minutes 30 seconds, and Lufti 2 minutes 41 seconds. All are eligible. Okay.
Awesome. All right. So with that being said, we have our speakers, we have our table topics, and we have our evaluators. Can we quickly get a ballot count? Our wonderful ballot counter. Can you put the poll? Yes, no,
Sorry,
maybe so.
can you see it?
No, not yet. Yes, it's there, but I can't vote, so it doesn't matter.
Sorry, I still put Pipit and Ping there because I have not.
Just giving Pipit Ping's hopes up. It's okay. Torture.
They just did not edit it. I mean, this blah blah blah.
No excuses.
People, you have 10 more seconds. Do it, do it, do it.
Let's go. We need some votes from 6 more people. 5 more people.
6, 7.
By the way, if someone, if Ping has 1 vote, it's not me, okay?
10. And polling.
Still a better percentage of Americans not voting, right? It's pretty good. All right. Okay, so politics jokes aside, we're going to go to our roll takers real quick. So let's hear what they have to say and how we did. We're going to start with our counter, Marendra.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes.
Cool. I would like to share my job to you. This is it. Ladies and gentlemen, I have tallied all those lexicals and non-lexicals. The King Award for the lexicals goes to the so. We have mentioned a lot of so, and the Queen goes to but. We use 28 for but and so 37. And the King for the non-lexical goes to ah. So that's why it's called a counter. It is 75. And for the Queen repeated word, 31. Now let's get to the personal. The king for the accounting is Laila too. She made 60, 32 for the non-lexical and 28 for the the lexical. Imelda beat the queen by made 17 for the non-lexical and 21 for the lexical. Let's go now to the person-to-persons. Ben, as a GE and as a president, all those combined 18. Robin, as a SAA and a Tom, until now, he made about 23. Dia made 9. Fajar 18. Me, myself, I cannot count. Pipit 2. And for speaker 10, so it is 12. Miranda made 20. Desi made 15. Lufti made 14. Ping made 17. Megan 6. Amelia 11. Jonas 25. And Jonathan 8. So I would like to screenshot this and send to our Bhinneka online WhatsApp group. Thank you, and give a control back to G. It's yours.
All right, very thorough and disheartening sometimes. Come on, Ben. You don't need to be so yeah, what now, but, and then, because, okay, well, at like, right, I mean, basically, all right, what is, you know? Okay, got them all out the way.
Please unshare, Pedra.
Yeah, please stop sharing. I'm going to keep going. Repeated, elongated words. All right, cool. So very good. Well done. And again, very thorough job. And we all learn. We learn from our mistakes, and hopefully we can improve them as we go. All right, so let's go to our grammarian, Fajar.
Okay, let me share my screen. Can you see my PPT?
Loading. Yes.
Not yet. Okay. So I divided the reports based on the categories that I make. So for today, there are some tenses mistake that I noticed. And usually one of the most favorite mistake that we Indonesian make. Wait, click. It just take a few days, but because it's past tense, it should be it just took a few days. We think that's how we give love. It should be we thought that's how we give love. We keep repeating, we kept repeating because it was past tense in that context. I am terrified to ride. I was terrified to ride. Hopefully still not terrified. And and I never had dog. Yeah, it should be perfect tense. I have never, maybe I have never had dog before. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's the habit of Indonesian. We don't usually use tenses in our original or in our native language. Next, it's a combination of a grammar mistake words. That's important for health of this country. It was the speaker was talking about the dog that can sniff narcotics. It should be that's important for safety of this country. Yeah, because the dog can detect those narcotics. The cat who I gave my food to. Yeah, it should be the cat whom I gave my food. Is it correct? I check in Grammarly. It is correct. Cacing, the person forget the English word. It should be worm. I got anger my mom. Yeah, it should be passive tense. So I was scolded by my mom. I will share my job to you. No, thank you. I already have my job. Maybe I will share my report. Some mispronunciation. someone said other, it should be other. Someone mentioned kinesis, it should be kinesics. Actually, I checked it in the dictionary, it should be kinesics, interestingly. William Shakespeare. And actually there are some more, but I just write 3. Some interesting sentence, he's mad genius, but I'm just mad. I think it's a really good way to create interesting speech. It's part of speech. A good mentor is someone who don't teach you on what to think, but it's someone who teach you on how to think. Okay, that's all from me. Back to you, GE.
Very thorough once again. Very good job. And if you guys don't know, Fajar came to our group and was voluntold to be grammarian and did a wonderful job. Fantastic. Way to go. And we really appreciate it as well. Okay, so let me give you my GE reports. We started a little late. We did open the room on time. Pippa did open the room quite on time, 15 minutes before. Robin came in and welcomed a lot of our guests, which was great, setting the tone. One thing if you know me, I like being on time and prompt. We started late, and as you see the clock, we are 7 minutes late to Indy. We try to strive for 90 minutes. So we're a little bit off in that, but thank you all for sticking with us. Again, Robin started the meeting theme. He explained Toastmasters, explained the theme. And again, like I said, more importantly, welcomed our guests and greeted them so nicely. All right, with our table topics, we started off table topics before, which was to try to give courtesy to our table topics master who came in and had to go to a speech. So we were able to kind of work around her schedule, which is great because Toastmasters is about being flexible as well. And again, building that community here throughout the world. Also, we have to do a better job of updating our agenda and communicating so our table topic master knows, especially when she's not part of our club. She's a member of a different club here in Bali. So we want to make sure we're communicating with people that they know what they're doing. So when they come to our meeting, they look prepared and we look prepared and everyone looks great. So that would be my little critique there. Also got that. Oh yeah, with that being said, a lot of times with this ability to be online, when we're making mistakes, that's okay, right? We learn from mistakes, but also as a team, we need to check our chat box. Now, the person I was chatting to help and give assistance to wasn't really looking at our chat box, but we have direct messages. So when we make mistakes and we're able to look at that chat box, and the way you can tell is you have that little orange light on your screen that says there's a chat. That might be a way to signal you, oh, I got a message. Let me look at it real quick. Oh, it's a direct message. And it's just a way to kind of secretly give assistance to make it go a little bit more smoothly. So make sure we're checking that out while we're still online. And again, Bhinneka, we are an online club, so we'll always be online. All right. And then let me go to the table topics real quick. We had, again, our pet theme, which was, I believe, 2 weeks ago. So a little bit old, but still the topics were great. And it worked out really well because 5 of our guests all got to speak. And I think that's what we need to do when we have table topics is allow our guests to come in and have participation. So 100%, yeah, Bhinneka, yeah, got it. Allow our guests. So we had 100% participation with everyone talking today. And that is what makes a meeting great, in my opinion. Let me give a quick little feedback. Megan, why we love birds. You gave us a full lesson on birds from all how they're back from dinosaur era to some that don't fly and some that do fly. And it also gave us a warning that some birds are jerks and we should be aware of them. So well done. Amelia, who reminds you of a rabbit? My wife is also from Surabaya and she talked about having a pet rabbit as a kid as well. So I've heard a lot of those stories of heat and death and so sad. but still a good reminder and a little bit of a laughter in my dark humor. All right, Jonas, what are some characteristics of dogs? You talked about the need of dogs and your neighbor having a dog and you kind of creating that bond and it kind of going into the need of dogs for stopping narcotics and whatnot. I think that's kind of hilarious. And in the United States, we're coming to a country where we're going to legalize recreational marijuana. And Indonesia, you get put to death for selling it. So perspective, right? And the need for dogs. I love it. All right. And if you can hear in the background, my dog is barking and growling around as well. Okay. I go to John. What about birds made you select them? You talked about the birds that do fly and having, loving the eagle, but it also kind of relating it to fish and understanding the lesson you learned about all animals should be free. Very good. And again, it's a good lesson to learn. And it's something that through life and experience, we do learn many different things. So thank you for teaching us that lesson about you. And our grammarian, also our fifth table topic speaker, what characteristics of cats do you admire? The only thing I wrote, because the only thing that I liked, is cats aren't useful. That's perfect. I'm deadly allergic to cats. They make me itch and sneeze and my eyes get red and just gross. So yes, cats are terrible and they're not useful. And right now, little doggies aren't useful either because they're making a lot of noise. Okay. So very good job, table topic speakers. Well done and way to think on your feet. Now go to my role takers real quick, or my evaluators. You guys did a fantastic job by giving solid advice throughout the speech. And again, focusing on time and kind of being able to wrap it in that kind of great bow, right? From beginning, middle, and end. You guys are all experienced evaluators now. So it's really well done. Not much to talk about there. And our Tom, great job. Our ballot counter, our SAA, our speaker, Pipit, fantastic job. Marendra, very thorough on your counter. Our timer, fantastic. And where is he at? Grammarian, Bajar. Again, thank you so much for coming in and giving us that great speech. And that's about it for me. To our guests, thank you for coming. I'm going to hand it back over to our Tom. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you very much for giving us an overall evaluation of today's meeting. Really thorough, really detailed, very good. It's really on point. And I hope that everyone can learn from it so that we can be better leaders and better speakers next time around. All right, so now we move on to our next segment, which is to the announcement of the awards. Who will be the best speaker? Who will be the best evaluator? And who will be the best table topic speaker? So let me share my screen right now. All right. Can you all see my screen? Thumbs up. Yes. Okay, good. So let's start with our first table topics. The best table topic speaker is, drum rolls, everyone. Amelia.
Yay! Take photo. 1, 2,
Thank you.
3.
Photo.
Done.
Congratulations.
All right. Congratulations to you, the awesome Amelia.
Oh, Amel,
Okay.
you close your eyes just now. Is that okay?
Guys, open
Okay,
your eyes.
okay.
Robin is there. Open your eyes. Robin is there.
No, try again. Open your eyes now.
Okay, it's fine. She said it's fine. Oh, okay. Okay, let me spotlight.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Done.
All right. Thank you very much. Next up, the best evaluator for today is none other than, drum rolls, is Lufty. Woohoo.
Photo Lufty. 1, 2, 3. Done.
Is it well displayed, or do you have like a cut on the screen? Like you see a rectangle? No. Do you see the full screen right now? I don't know.
It is good.
It's good. Okay. All right. So next best speaker is none other than, okay, it's okay. We're done for today. We don't need a best speaker because
I can make my own certificate. Thanks.
yeah, the TM pipets. Yay.
Thank you. Let me take photo. Done.
We did a recount on the time, and it was actually 8 minutes and 29 seconds.
Sure.
So you lose. That's
sure.
Oh man. Okay. Before we end in this part, we have one more. We have another certificate that we want to present as well. Wait, let me share my screen.
Who's first?
Laila.
Yes, Laila, congratulations.
Yay! So Laila
Let
have
me
completed.
spotlight Laila.
Yeah, so Laila have completed level 1 on dynamic leadership today. Let's give her a round of applause.
Guys, can you see Laila on the screen, or is it just me? I cannot see.
I see Robin's face on the
How about
screen.
Laila, can you see her
No.
Is she
video?
late? No, I cannot see her video.
Okay, well, I cannot spotlight someone who does the video. Okay, so I will just take photo of Robin and we'll replace it with Laila, yeah?
Yeah.
It's okay. No need to take my photo. No.
It's fine, it's fine. You just standing in for her. 1,
Alright.
2, 3. Okay. As too bad she's not here, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. And next up, we want to congratulate another person here tonight. Today on the completion of the whole path. So let's congratulate Toastmaster Penghendra on completing effective coaching path. Yeah.
Photo
this is-
Ping, 1, 2, 3. Ping was even surprised he managed to pass this pathway.
Yeah. And there's another one, not only one, but he has completed 2. So presentation
wow.
mastery as well.
1, 2, 3. Good. Got it.
All right. So that's all from me. Now I'll hand over back to our acting
Wait,
president.
Robin. I think
Yes.
you will say about BTM. Is it going to be after this?
Yeah, we close the meeting first and
Ah.
then we do the club meeting. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So back to our VPE Toastmaster band.
All right, fantastic, great meeting. Let's check out our guests real quick before we go. Guest Megan, tell us how you liked or disliked our meeting. Be positive.
All right, I like this meeting because it's bringing a lot of things that I learned for today, especially about the prepared speech. And also the interesting part is the tell topic part. All in all, I really enjoy the evaluation. Also, it's like it's really mesmerized me because it's like you're doing it very detailed. I'm applause you guys. You did very great. Awesome.
All right, thank you, Megan, for your feedback. Guest Jonas, tell us a little bit about your experience.
Well, this is my first time for joining this club because of Miss Lita, yeah, and I'm enjoying it. And I'll learn a lot from this club and this, especially at TTM, table talk, yes. And I learned from 3 speakers about body language or mentoring and others. And I would like to join another club meeting. Actually, because
Yeah, please. please come again and be a member. That'd be cool too. We'd like to.
Okay, and I love your everything, Ben.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jonas. All right, and all the way from Malaysia, John, tell us how you enjoyed or didn't enjoy our meeting. Again, be positive.
Thank you, Mr. GE. I traveled a few thousand miles to your lovely club. My intention since pandemic came into being is to visit as many clubs at different countries of the world to look at culture rather than standard. Standard, I believe they are all just like your club. The standard of speaking is all there about, but it's the culture, the way they, it generates a certain behavior every club. And I'm appreciating the different culture of the world. Makes me more together with the world. Thanks.
I appreciate it as well. Thank you for coming. And Fajar, thank you for joining and being part of the club. But how do you feel after your experience here?
Very interesting. The speakers are great. And what I like the most is the schedule. I'm totally free at Sunday. So maybe I can come again next time.
Please do. And Amelia, what did you think?
This is my first time I came to Bhinneka, although most of the people I've seen around. Always great meeting, especially I know that most of you are great speakers, so I learned a lot from this meeting. Thanks.
Fantastic. All right, so we've taken about 22 minutes of your guys' time. That's okay. Usually at the end of the meeting, I would try to ask you to volunteer for roles and speaking slots. Ping, are you still doing a slot next week as well?
If it's open.
It technically is. So if someone wants to take Ping's slot, there are 3 spots open, but if not, there's 2. So
Vivi wants to deliver her speech, but more detailed later.
yeah, okay. So if you guys want, I'm going to be putting out the messages in the WhatsApp group just for a matter of time. And I hereby finish this meeting. Yes, it's over. If you're a club member, please stay a little bit longer. Robin has announcements. If you're a guest, you do not have to stay. You can really do whatever you want. It's a free country, I think.
Yeah, if you want to stay back, yeah, it's a free online country. So if you want to stay back, it's fine. It's just an announcement I want to make for our club members. You want to stop the recording and record